Heads of states of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries are currently holding their annual meeting here in Doha. It's just begun. Let's listen in.
In a brotherly greeting, genuinely welcoming you in your second homeland, Qatar, among your own kins. Allow me to express my appreciation and gratitude to the Sultan of Oman for his concerted efforts throughout his presidency of the Supreme Council and his keenness on the solidarity and the unity of the GCC as a bloc. I also extend all appreciation to His Excellency, the Secretary General and his undersecretaries and all the Secretariat General staff for their genuine efforts implementing the resolutions handed down by the previous edition and the groundwork to this one. Today we gather hoping that our understanding and cooperation will bolster our joint action to the best interest of our people and to their aspiration, cementing the stature of the GCC bloc regionally and globally, paving the way for further prosperity, reinforcing peace and stability in the region and beyond. The global and regional developments, the rapid ones, mandate concerted coordination and cooperation to steer away from the dire consequences and also to bolster all means of cooperation, social, economic, political, and beyond. I'm certain that the GCC member states can reach agreement and under cooperation that will contribute to resolving certain regional issues. This summit is convened amid the the unprecedented humanitarian catastrophe as a result of the aggression under which the Palestinian people are reeling, namely our brothers in Gaza. And the occupied Palestinian territories, all the political, ethical, and humanitarian values have been violated by the crimes committed by the Israeli occupation forces and the crimes against humanity. Unfortunately, despite the fact that the magnitude of crime has been exposed and grassroots people took to the streets, many find it too much for the Palestinians to seek a ceasefire. It is a disgrace on the international community to allow this heinous crime to continue for more than 2 months, where systematic and purposeful killing against innocent unarmed civilians continue, including women and children. Entire families and households were wiped out of the civil register. The already frail infrastructure were destroyed. Wood, food, water, fuel were used as a weapon. Hospitals, schools, and other vital infrastructures were destroyed with a pretext of self-defense, despite the fact that self-defense cannot be undertaken as a pretext by an occupation force. And this is a genocide committed by Israel. The massacres perpetrated by the Israeli occupation forces against the Gaza and the Gazans deepen the sentiment of injustice and absence of international legitimacy. However, the other side of the coin is the steadfastness of the Palestinian people holding to their just cause. It could have been possible to steer away from all these tragedies if Israel and their backers could have understood that the Palestinian cause cannot be sidelined and the time of imperialism is gone and no solution can be achieved without just and lasting peace, without a just solution to the Palestinian cause. Peoples worldwide ask about the international community, and is truly there an entity called the international community? Why have the international community turned their back on the Palestinian children, adopting dual standards? This has become a trend, which means the international legitimacy is one of the victims to this barbaric war. We renew our condemnation of killing civilians of all ethnicities, nationalities, and religions. stressing that due protection must be provided to them under the international law and international humanitarian law. And we call on the United Nations to initiate an international investigations on the crimes committed by the Israeli occupation forces against the Palestinian people. Based on our firm conviction of humanitarian endeavors and peaceful solutions to crises, and by the grace of God, the mediation efforts initiated by the State of Qatar managed to establish a truce and the release of certain captives and detainees on both sides, the Israelis and the Palestinians, and the delivery of swift humanitarian aid. We are still working to renew the same and to alleviate the sufferings of our people. Yet a truce is not an alternative to a permanent ceasefire. And renew my appreciation and thanks to the Arab Republic of Egypt and the United States for their close cooperation to have this truce established. We will continue to make effort with other regional and global players in order to have a permanent ceasefire established and all the aggression against the Palestinian people come to a halt. The struggle in Palestine is not religious, or it is a war on terror. It is a national cause, a struggle between the occupation, the Israeli occupation, and the Palestinian people reeling under this occupation. It is apartheid imperialism, rejecting any common ground solution with the original people of the land. Therefore, the challenge for solving this Gaza as if it is away from the Palestinian cause that requires certain security and military measures. The solution lies in ending the occupation and resolving the cause of the Palestinian people. And within this context, we call on the Security Council, namely the permanent members, to live up to their legal responsibility to put this war, barbaric war, to an end and force Israel to come back to genuine negotiations in order to reach a just solution under the international resolution and the Arab Peace Initiative through the two-state solution, which solution was agreed upon by the Palestinian and Arab states as well as the international community. There is no room for further dodging or manipulation in order to keep the negotiation an open-end process. This can no longer be tolerated. The illegal settlement, painting Jerusalem entirely Jewish, continue, and unjust siege to Gaza. The crisis facing certain our brothers' countries in Libya, Sudan, represent threat to global, to social peace and security, and we call on all the conflicting parties in these countries to give precedence to the national interest and transcend above all tribal divisions, steer the people away from infight, and listen to the voice of reason for resolving their crises and differences amicably. There are certain calculated measures whereby the relationship of a citizen and state are governed, rule of law, and that rests in the hands of the state. Any dispute will result in nothing but chaos, anarchy, and civil war. Once again, I welcome you to your second homeland, and I pray to God Almighty to guide our steps forward to the best interest of our people and their prosperity. Thank you.